movement and we are law-abiding citizens, and hakuna mali tumesema like we are a militia. We are not a militia. Going to a shooting range is legal and anyone can go there. We are a movement that is being led by Mr. President here. Yeye ndiye atapeperusha bendera yetu 2027. We haven't mentioned anywhere that we want to take the government unlawfully. We want to take the government the democratic way, and we are going to mobilize vijana wote, wazee wote, so that we take this man called Ruto home. If Ruto wants to serve his second term, the only place that serves second term yake ni Kamiti. There's a school there called Kamiti Primary. Hapo tu ndio tunaweza mwachia a serve second term yake. And one of our aims is to document the injustices that have been happening. Mona vile watu wanauliwa, and tusikubali kufunikwa macho wati wakipea Harambee Stars like 2 million. 2 million won't bring life back za watu wenye wameua. And Ruto is a murderer, and we are going to make sure ametoka in office the democratic way, and we insist, and we are law-abiding citizens. And there is no amount of intimidations that will silence us. He can jail us. It's less than 2 years, early 2027. He can jail us for those remaining time. But at the end of the day, Ruto must go. That's all.
Thank you. We demand 1. Abolition of punitive taxation and a fair revenue model focused on economic growth. We demand full recovery of stolen public assets and prosecution of all involved persons without political protection. We demand transparency and accountability in all public spending and procurement. We demand an end to unlawful security directives targeting peaceful protesters and whistleblowers being killed in daylight. Ladies and gentlemen, we demand revision of the Terrorism Act of 2015 that was meant for Al-Shabaab and Al-Shabaab attacks for in this country. We clearly define terrorism and protect the peaceful activists that only need a better living and a better Kenya. We demand living wages for all civil servants and uniformed officers aligned with the contemporary cost of living in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to demand protection of farmers through fair pricing, subsidies, banning unnecessary imports, and support export for farmers. We demand job creation through a national industrial strategy focusing on manufacturing, technology, and agriculture, because that is the backbone of a country that wants to grow. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to demand the end to tribalism, nepotism, and impunity in public appointment and governance. We demand adherence to the constitution of this country and the rule of the law as the supreme guide for the leadership of this country. We demand immediate release and dropping of charges against peaceful protesters and compensation for the victims for psychological distortion. We demand independent investigation by IPOA into police brutality and the political orders behind the people who gave those unlawful orders. Let us stop playing gimmicks. We continue to demand reforms in our education sector, education including free education and help debts that hold our people in captive to date. We demand audit and publish of all pending bills publicly so that we can understand as a people where we stand as a country. We also demand to compensate the compensation of our suppliers for payment that has been delayed for many years and in any other way because they do not associate with the current regime. And this case, we want to say, we continue to demand a pass of prompt payment laws to make sure that we protect the small business owners, investors, pending bills because paying bills equals economic brutality. Suppliers delivered, you defaulted to pay them. Who are the criminals? That is the question we ask as the FBI. The criminals are you, sitting in the offices, sabotaging the country in this manner. To the enemies of the people, we will name and hold them accountable. The individuals giving unlawful orders to our police officers and uniformed people, stealing resources and abusing power in office. If justice won't prosecute you now, then just know time is coming and you'll face the rule of the law. We call for action as FBI. We are not aligned with violence. We do not seek power by force. We seek justice. We seek accountability. We seek freedom. We seek inclusiveness. We seek a responsive government. Ladies and gentlemen, what we seek as FBI is very different. Let me just refer a few things here as we conclude this statement. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. We as the FBI, we want to say that we want inclusivity of the governance of this country. And we want to call Kenyans of goodwill, Kenyans that feel that enough is enough of impunity, to actually join this movement. And what I want to say, joining this movement, we have already laid a link in my social media account. That is Party OSOI in all social media account, so that we can join in a channel. Because fighting this government and impunity requires us to adhere to Article 1 of our Constitution, and that is being in big numbers. And again, I want to say, for the threats that were given by the CS Mukromen, that the Constitution of this country under Article 36 states that and stipulates that all Kenyans are in freedom and liberty to join any movement or any group as if it adheres to what they want. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to close this interview and to say that enough is enough of impunity. We must continue fighting. We must continue to make sure that we liberate this country, and we are ready to do it. And ladies and gentlemen, let us not play games by empowerment schemes that is meant to lure Kenyans, because they know their time has come, and the time to live, and the time to make sure that we reclaim our nation from 1963 to date. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening and coming to listen to us. Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to add this. Wakenya tumechoka. Tumepitia mambo mengi. Na chanjo hizi mashida zetu zote ni mtu mmoja anaitwa William Ruto. Tukingoja kumtoa 2027, kuna William Ruto wadogo wenye wanafaa kuwa kitoka saa hii. Mahali yuko kuna chief anakusumbua. Huyo ni William Ruto wa kutoa saa hii. Kuna OCS anafanya vitu mbaya. Huyo ni mtu wa kufanya ajibike saa hii. Kuna daktari mahali anafanya kitu mbaya. Ufai kungoja 2027. Saa hii movement kenye inakuja kufanya ni kupea watu nguvu na nafsi na nafasi ya kuweza kutoa wale watu ambao wanafanya anything against the law wakijihusisha na jina ya William Ruto come 2027. Wengine tutangoja hiyo time, tutaanza kuwafanya waajibike saa hii. So kwa saa hii tumefanya maandamano ya kutosha, hawajibiki. Tumefanya mambo mingi ambayo inaweza wafanya rekebishe mienendo yao, wafanyi. Saa hii FBI movement inakuja kufanya wale ambao wanafanya things against the law ama venye inafaa, tutawafanya waajibike. Ni hayo tu.
Kamau, maybe
Thank you so much, Mr. OSOI, for the chance. I would like to say that I'm very much amused by the movement, by the FBI, and in fact, I would say that I've been amused by what you have said, because you have said what I've been saying, that this nation has never been free. Africa has never been free. We are still being colonized. We are still under white colonial rule. That's why you see these things are happening. They are not out of nowhere. I mean, I've been saying about police brutality, police impunity, police killings, and corruption in this country. These people are rooted in the colonial system that ruled us. Our institutions are institutions that inherited colonial legacy. So I have said, and I have insisted, that if we are going to completely deal with police brutality, police killings, we have got to address the root cause of our problems. We are a nation that refuses to address the root cause of our problems. We only are treating the symptoms, and that will not bring any change in this country. Another thing I want to say is that I feel so bad with this country because of what is happening. The people who are in power, they are the people we know who have caused this nation so much pain. We remember 2007, what happened. And the people who are in power are still the same people. If you have been following the media, there are rumors that these people are planning genocide. And it's very possible for them to do that because we know that they have done this in the past. They are warmongers. They thrive on war and pitting the people, making the narrative to be us versus them. But it should not be like that. It should be between us and the majority, the poor people, against the political class. We have seen that these people have refused to address the issues that made people to go for each other's necks, and we shed blood during a tribal flare-up, animosity that happened in 2007. There were commissions that were done using public taxes. The Kriegler Commission, the Dogo Commission, all those commissions of inquiries, and know that they have never saw the light of the day because these people do not actually want to address the problems of the people. So that the politics of Kenya has never been about the issues of the people. It has always been about a few individuals, select individuals who have hijacked and held this country into ransom, our economy and all that. Kenyan people, let us wake up. The only thing that will save us is that we destroy tribalism. And to destroy tribalism, we have got to emancipate our minds from mental slavery, emancipate ourselves, and educate others about the evils, about the wrongs of tribalism, tribal hatred, tribal animosity, tribal divisions. And I believe that this movement will become about that, about destroying tribalism and tribal hatred in this country, tribal animosity. If we do that, we shall be able to remove the political class from power, all of them. Because I've said, unless we address the historical injustices committed in this country from 1963 up to date, we only play games. It will be only rhetoric. We'll never be able to remove Ruto from power and the whole cabal of politicians, the old legacy politicians, through rhetoric. We need action, strong action, determined action. And I believe these men here, these people here, we are capable of doing that. And we can do that, my people. We can bring freedom to this nation once and for all. Thank you so much for now. We will continue gathering together and pushing the struggle forward.
For the purpose of what you sahi, so Mr. President can